After navigating into your classroom, you're going to find the plus sign to add a new class. We'll go to Create Class, and you'll name everything here. Once your room is created, you'll see that you have a stream, classwork, and people. You also have your About, your Select Theme, and uploading a photo. Selecting a theme simply changes the color that you see here. You've got pictures that you can choose from, or you can do patterns if you prefer using plain colors. The About allows you to show the students your class code. This is what they'll need to join your class. You can copy that and put it on your board or send it out in emails or however you want to do it. If you click that little button, it makes it grow in size so that the kids can see it if you're projecting it on your board. Your stream allows you to put any information that you want, just communicating with your class right here. Before you start going through your classroom and adding things, I would go to Settings, and this allows you to change things like whether students can post comments or not. I always turn this off because you will get students doing all kinds of messaging back and forth or just simply wasting time saying hello to you. Right here you can decide if you want to see deleted items or not. You can work with Guardian things if you get the Guardian's emails. This will require you to send things home and have them give you their email so that you can have that. Here is where you'll find your students once they join. Using the class code that you've given them, that's the easiest way, or you can add them individually if you are so inclined. And you can put all kinds of communication in here. If you want to add your work, your assignments, you do it under classwork. You will have to remind the students often to switch from stream to classwork because it defaults to the stream view. Once in here, you can create different assignments, questions, materials, repost old things that you've done. That allows you to go back if you're, say, using something from a prior year, or if you're doing something from a prior quarter. So you can choose something like that and create copies of everything using that. This allows you to put everything in very quickly. You can still go and add new things to it. You can add new instructions or change instructions. You can change which classes you want to assign them to. Right here is a great tool. You don't have to assign each class if you have the same classwork for more than one class. You just drop down and click there. Also, for differentiation, you can change which students get what. So if you have extra material for some students, or if you want to give less material to some students, you can arrange that there. Here is where you're going to be putting your grading information. You can put something in as ungraded, or you can give them points. I like to use the 100 scale, but if you run by accumulated points for the quarter, you can just assign however many points, and then when you go in to correct through Classroom, you'll just put your number in there. By using a due date, this will link to the student's calendar. So if you do not insert a due date, it will not pop up on their calendar. I like to put in the due date just so that they have a reminder on their calendar, and then you can tell the kids to install calendar on their phones, and they'll always know what work they have due or that they've missed. By creating topics here, you can do that for each class. It allows you to organize. So if you are doing history and you have ancient Rome as a topic, but you've also got Mesopotamia, you can create a topic and then put your assignments in depending on where they go. And then you can tell the students to simply go to a different assignment based on that right there. So as you can see, I've got a couple. If you don't set that up for the individual assignment, it'll just populate like this, where you have no heading. You can go here to navigate to different classes, or you can go to the main screen and go in. The calendar is right here. This is how it looks on the student calendar. It shows them the different things, and they can click on it and see exactly what it is. This is the teacher view. They'll see obviously a student view. It's a little bit different. When creating assignments, this will allow you to put something in that gives the student the ability to have their own copy. So what I like to do is go into drawings or docs or sheets, whatever I'm having the kids work in, and I create a template first. This way I can then assign a copy for each student. I can also give directions that I've printed out ahead of time, and they're able to see things right there. You can add YouTube videos, you can search, or if you know the URL, you can link to outside pages, or if you've created something in Drive, you can get the link so that they can view directly in your Drive. However, make sure that you share it with everyone in advanced settings so that they can access that. You can attach things from your computer if you want. You do have to give something a title before it will allow you to post. You'll see this right here pops up. This is a place where you can set your instructions additional to anything you've attached. Here you can assign immediately. You can schedule it for a future. So if you're planning your week in advance, you can schedule on a different date. And if you know which period you want it to show up, the kids will look at things ahead of time if you don't specify, and sometimes they will try to do things before they get to class. I do suggest that you try using the scheduling. The other thing that you can do is save as a draft. You'll see that pop up here, and then it will give you the ability to edit, and you can then assign. You can still schedule it later, or you can save it again as a draft, or of course you can delete it. Anytime you put something up and decide you aren't interested in using it, you can go to that particular thing and edit it, delete it, copy the link to it. You can also move entire groupings or individual assignments up or down. So if you want them to see it at the very top of their classwork tab, you can use that. If you want to take a quick look at your calendar, you can go here. You can also link to your Classroom Drive folder, and it will show you all of the resources that you've put in through Classroom. You can see here, this is my stream right there. You have the ability to view all of your upcoming and assigned things and who's turned in what. You can also tell the kids to use that same link, and they will see what they have turned in, what they have been graded on, and what they have still assigned waiting to be turned in. If you go to the settings for your entire Google Classroom out here, you can see the different ways to be notified of things. This will tell you each time a student submits anything, that you have. Notice these are turned off. That's because I have turned off student commenting, so they can't comment here, so that wouldn't be possible. Right here, this gives you notifications when things are resubmitted or submitted late, or if another teacher invites you to co-teach in a class. This is really great if you are sharing a class with someone, or if you have a sub coming in for a couple of weeks, you can just add them by email and they can view all your work. That's about all for the general things on setting up your classroom and adding assignments.